Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the life and career of one of the most fascinating and influential figures of our time, Elon Musk. We'll be pulling from a variety of biographical sources and accounts, tracing his trajectory from his early days right up to his current endeavors. Our mission: to see if we can pinpoint what fuels his ambition, what drives him to achieve what others might consider impossible. And let me tell you, the story starts early. At just 12 years old, he created and sold a video game called Blaster. A pretty impressive feat for someone barely a teenager.
It's fascinating, isn't it? That little anecdote reveals so much about Musk, even at that young age. He saw an opportunity in the emerging world of personal computers and interactive entertainment, and he acted on it. It's a glimpse into his entrepreneurial spirit, his drive to create and innovate, which has been a constant throughout his life.
Right. Spotting the potential in emerging tech and then jumping right in. And speaking of emerging tech, let's talk about his education. He starts in South Africa, then moves to Canada for university, eventually ending up at the University of Pennsylvania. He graduates with degrees in both economics and physics. I mean, talk
Right.
about a powerful combination, right?
Absolutely. You can see how those disciplines come together in his later ventures.
Mm.
The understanding of economic systems and the principles of physics, a pretty solid foundation for someone who's going to disrupt entire industries.
But then there's this almost legendary story about him briefly enrolling in a PhD program at Stanford, only to drop out just days later to dive headfirst into the burgeoning tech world. What do you make of that move?
Yeah, it's a bold move, no
Yeah.
doubt. But it speaks volumes about his mindset. It seems like he recognized that formal education at that point might actually slow him down. He was ready to apply his knowledge, to take risks, and build something in the real world. That confidence in his own ability to learn and adapt outside of academia, I think that's a crucial part of his story.
And boy, did he build. First with Zip2, co-founded with his brother, which provided online business directories and maps. Pretty revolutionary at the time.
Definitely ahead of the curve, and the market recognized that.
They did. Compaq acquired Zip2 for a cool $307 million. A pretty significant win, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. A massive success, especially for a relatively young entrepreneur. But I think the more important takeaway is that Musk wasn't content to rest on his laurels. He saw another opportunity, another emerging need, and he dove right back in.
And that brings us to online payments, right?
Mhm.
With X.com, which later evolved into PayPal and, as I think many people know, was eventually acquired by eBay for a staggering $1.5 billion. Two major successes in such a short time span. What do you see as the connecting thread in these ventures?
Look at the pattern, right? It's not just luck or being in the right place at the right time. It's a consistent ability to identify an emerging need, usually related to technology, and then develop an innovative solution that addresses that need. He's anticipating market trends, and that foresight is a key part of his success.
And then he takes this success and does something completely unexpected. He sets his sights beyond the tech world onto something much, much bigger. In 2002, he found SpaceX with the ambitious goal of making space exploration more affordable and accessible. He's tackling this seemingly insurmountable challenge of high launch costs with innovations like reusable rockets. And then, at almost the same time, he takes on the automotive industry with Tesla, pushing forward the electric vehicle revolution. These are huge, complex undertakings, vastly different from anything he's done before. What do you think drives him to take on such massive challenges?
This is where it gets really interesting, I think. He's clearly not just driven by profit or a desire to build the next big thing. There's a deeper motivation here. It seems like he's driven by a desire to solve fundamental challenges facing humanity, whether it's the high cost of space travel or the environmental impact of our reliance on fossil fuels.
He's thinking big picture, that's for sure. And it doesn't stop there. He goes on to found Solar City, pushing for clean energy solutions. Then there's Neuralink, which is focused on developing brain-computer interfaces, a technology with the potential to completely revolutionize how we interact with the world. And then there's the Boring Company, his solution to traffic congestion with innovative tunneling and underground transportation systems. And of course, who can forget the Hyperloop concept, high-speed transportation in a vacuum tube? The sheer range of his ventures is mind-boggling. So, taking all of this into consideration, what are the key takeaways from his journey so far?
It's a mix of factors, right? There's the relentless drive, the unwillingness to give up, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. There's the deeply innovative approach to problem solving, always pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And there's a clear tolerance for risk. He's not afraid to fail. And that's a critical ingredient in any innovator's journey. I mean, look at the impact he's had both in the tech world and in space exploration. He's inspired countless people with his vision and his achievements.
Absolutely. Musk's story is a powerful example of what can be achieved with entrepreneurial spirit and a willingness to chase ambitious goals, no matter how audacious they may seem. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into his journey, here's something to think about. He's made these huge leaps between seemingly unrelated fields, from software to space travel to electric vehicles to brain computer interfaces. What do you think is the single most important quality that allows him to succeed in such diverse domains? That's something worth pondering.